Hello and welcome back to the Coy Pond Studio podcast. I'm your host Peter, co-founder of Coy Pond Studio. With me as always is my co-host and co-founder, my beautiful and talented wife, Casey.
Hello.
Today is a fun one because we're going to be showing you how to turn this
into this.
Before we do that, I just want to say that there's lots of ways that you can finish, capital F finish, your needlepoint work. You can turn it into lots of different things. But the easiest way to do that is to turn your needlepoint into framed art. And we are delighted to announce that very soon we will be selling these frames on our website. So if you want to buy your kit with the frame that fits the art perfectly, then you can buy it all in one place.
Yeah, coming soon.
Coming soon. So, where do people start?
So you're going to start with your canvas, and then you're going to stitch your canvas as you would, like normal. So with our kits, you're provided with all the thread that you need, you've got the canvas, etc. So our beginner kits will take you from here all the way to this stage of stitched canvas.
That was so good. That was like Saturday morning kitchen. Like, here's one I made earlier.
Yes, this is my what do they call them? They're swaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my swap. So, whoa, fastest stitching you've ever did see. You've got your beautiful stitched canvas. You've got your, back of your canvas. And you might, depending on if you stitched this in hand, which I imagine most people have done, and what type of stitch you did, which I imagine most people are going to be doing a continental stitch, you might wind up with a slightly wonky canvas, right? If you look at this canvas that I've stitched, even though I did use basket weave, there is some warping where it's like more parallelogram than square, right? So some ways to counteract that is by using the basket weave stitch. So that's the one that we provide, or that is in our guide as the second stitch to learn, as it does help prevent the warping, but it's not foolproof at all. The other great thing that you can do is use stretcher bars. So it's like a wooden frame, you pin your canvas onto the frame, and then that kind of holds it tight and aligned so that it doesn't kind of get pulled too far one way or another. But if you do have a warped canvas, it's not the end of the world. The nice thing about threads is that, they can be relaxed and pulled back into straight. Yeah. So to do that, you need to do something called blocking, which is, if you've done other fiber arts like knitting or crochet, you might be familiar with the term. There's different types of blocking, but we suggest doing not wet blocking, but steam blocking. So to do that, you'll take your canvas. You might see things online called like blocking mats, which is just, a piece of foam. So if you have any piece of foam lying around, you can use that. Or even like a thick piece of cardboard would make do. Maybe a towel. You just want something that you can pin something to and it's kind of structured. Blocking mats are nice because they've got this grid on it, so it kind of helps keep the alignment. So you would take your stitched canvas, lie it on top, and then you can, if you have one with a grid, you can use that to kind of see if it's straight. And then you would pull it straight, and if you have the blocking mat, you probably also have these pins, so they're just little things where you can put it into the foam, and then that will hold it in place. At this point, you can steam your canvas so that it's pliable, pin it in place, and then you kind of want to leave it there at least overnight, probably a couple hours at least, so that it sets into the position that you leave it. I recommend leaving it as long as you can up until the point where you're going to actually cut into the canvas and finish.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense. I think these are if you really care about it being perfectly straight.
Yeah.
then you can go through these extra steps. But you can also just stitch it and then frame it.
I'm saying that this is part of the framing process. I mean,
Yeah.
the next step, you are also able to like kind of pin it in place, I guess, to the mat board. But I would say, I mean, depending on how wonky your canvas is, if it's super wonky, you'll still want to block it before going to the next step with the mat board.
Yeah.
But if it's only like slightly wonky, you could probably skip the blocking step and yeah.
Just frame it.
Yeah, frame it.
Yeah.
And same thing goes for other types of finishing. Like if it's not that warped, you don't really need to block it, but
yeah.
Cool. So then once you've got your blocked canvas, you're going to do the scary step of cutting into your canvas.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll cut off, I would leave, so you're going to cut your canvas, and I would probably leave, I don't know, maybe 2 centimeters around, just so, you've got some blank canvas to work with, but you'll be cutting off all of this bias tape, which is, will take off a lot of the bulk. So once you've cut that, then you'll take your matting frame, and then you can tape your canvas to the back side of it. I would highly recommend that you invest in some artist tape. This is covered in hair, but this is just from Amazon. It's a couple pounds, but it's definitely worth it because it's acid free. So that means it's not going to yellow your canvas or anything and deteriorate over time. So, that's what artists use. You're an artist. You should invest in the good quality stuff. But, otherwise, regular old tape will do, masking tape, whatever you have. But if you want to do it the artsy way, use the artist tape, acid free. So yeah, you would tape it into place. I would kind of go back and forth and checking that the front side was aligned and that I was seeing everything in frame properly, and then tape it down as I went. And the nice thing about tape is that you can always adjust it. This is not hot glue or anything. So
yeah.
Feel free to take off the tape and then adjust until you've got it perfectly how you want it.
Yeah.
Actually, going back a few steps, before you block, before you cut into your canvas or anything, I would take your mat frame and, try to line up your canvas, even though it's going to be a bit wonky, and just see if you've got any bits of blank canvas showing. Because if you do, at this stage, you might want to stitch another extra row or two around your canvas, just so that it fits nicely. And in our kits, we provide loads of background thread and loads of thread in general. So you should have plenty to stitch an extra row or two. In fact, for this canvas, for example, I think I did stitch an extra row around just so it fits nicely. So yes, do that, then block, then cut, then tape. And then once you've taped it, you're pretty much done. You just need to assemble. Our frames will come with like a nice plexiglass, not this one's a bit scuffed up, but you'll have a plexiglass that you can put in that will protect the stitches, but for our camera purposes, we're going to leave that out. And then you would put in backing board, so then you can choose whether you want to hang it on the wall like this, or you can have it on a desk using, it's a frame. And then you've got your nice piece of stitched art. Yeah.
So yeah, and we think they look great on their own, but they look even better as a little gallery wall.
Yeah.
If you want to get the full collection. So we have, for example, the kitchen and coffee collection all hanging together in our kitchen, and we think they look really good.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Or if you had a bookcase with all your favorite books, you can stitch our romantasy collection, and then these ones look really nice on the bookcase.
Yep, and in a bedroom or a home office, I think the feminine stem ones would be really great as well. Yeah, great. Hopefully that's giving you some insight into how to do some framing. We're excited to sell these frames to you guys soon. We think they'll help you turn your whips into finished products.
Yeah, and the good thing about when we sell these frames is that you'll know that they will fit these canvases. It is a 4x4 square. You might have to stitch an extra row, but you definitely will be able to fit it. It definitely won't be too small.
Yeah.
Which is a big part.
Exactly, yeah. So we've sort of done the trial and error for you and found a frame that works really well. Okay, great. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.